We'll move on now to LeAnna Matsey. She is at TriHealth Rehabilitation, and she's going to talk about life hacks after aneurysm. Hi, LeAnna.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome.
Today I will be presenting on life hacks after aneurysm. I am a senior occupational therapist at TriHealth Rehabilitation Hospital. I have been practicing in inpatient rehabilitation and specializing in brain injury for about 17 years. I am employed by Select Medical and we partner with TriHealth. This is our building off 71 in Dana. As an occupational therapist, I will ask my patients what matters to you, not what's the matter with you. Today's objectives are to learn about coping strategies after an aneurysm. We will explore preventative wellness techniques, and we'll discover some headache tips to use. After an aneurysm, you will find that you have your new life, your new normal, and the old life. So hopefully today I will give you some strategies to help embrace the new normal you experience. After an aneurysm, you will notice social and emotional changes. For example, a loss of emotional control, confusion. You might notice self-esteem or relationship issues. You might find that you feel isolated. You also might experience some anxiety or depression. So we are going to talk about how to cope with this. And coping strategies can help us manage stress after an illness. The benefits of coping strategies, they can help us manage our emotions, work through challenges, build confidence, improve independence, and help us manage stress. This is a nice photo I found that has many examples about coping strategies. You have the person in the center taking a bath. So that's something relaxing you could do to help you cope. It has text a mate, so texting a friend or family member, reaching out. Developing a good sleep routine is important. Learning something new, as Dr. Ringer referenced, learning to play the piano. Here we have a gentleman learning how to play the guitar. It's also important to get creative, to try to get, an adult coloring book, or even if you're a painter, crafter, trying to find something that you enjoy that allows you to embrace your creativity. And then finally, to join a support group. So here's our plug. I serve on the Tri-State Brain Aneurysm Support Group Steering Committee, and I would like for everyone here joining the webinar, join the support group. Some easy coping life hacks. Try to find the humor in every day. That really helps you lighten up a little bit. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, eating nourishing foods, practicing deep breathing, and asking for help. The last one, asking for help, can be a tough one for a lot of people. If you're used to being independent before the aneurysm, it's hard for you to admit that you might need help with things. But you might find after asking for help that you'll find a big relief at the end of that. Sometimes it's all it takes, and there's many people out there that are willing to help. You just have to ask. Here are some more strategies to use to cope. You have the bottom left, talking to someone. I know that always makes me feel better, sitting down, relaxing. You have reading a book, getting outside, walking the dog, even if it's just sitting out in the sunshine, getting your vitamin D, staying active, going for a walk. Even if, I know YouTube has a lot of great exercise routines you can do. You can look for a beginner and stream that and try to find some way to stay active, even if it is inside seated on your couch. Challenge negative thoughts. So if you find that your mind often takes you to a negative place, sit back, relax, and think, okay, is this true, or is this me being negative? And then the upper right-hand corner, avoiding alcohol and drugs. So that's not a healthy way to cope with stress. And next, we will move on to preventative Wellness. These facts I received from the Brain Aneurysm Foundation. They have a great website if you would like to do some research on it. They can help you prevent risk for a future aneurysm. And then we have the fact that 1 in 50 people in the US has had an unruptured brain aneurysm. I would like to give you some risk factors that you can control. I'm sure that the doctors before me presenting this morning have talked about high blood pressure or hypertension. You can get control over that. So by monitoring it, you can also control your smoking. Some other risk factor that you can control is drug use. Especially cocaine has been found to be something that increases your risk for having an aneurysm. And avoiding excessive alcohol consumption. Dr. Ringer just spoke on what is excessive. So you're trying to practice moderation to decrease your risk factors. These are risk factors that you cannot control. Your gender. So women are more likely to have an aneurysm. Your race, people of color have an increased risk. Your family history, so if there's a history of aneurysms in your family, you can't control that, but being aware of them is good, so that way you can work on the risk factors you can control. And if you're over 40, that's something you can't control, but that does increase your risk. So how can we prevent another aneurysm? Keeping your blood pressure levels in check. So for my patients, I like to encourage them to get in a regular routine of checking their blood pressure, sometimes keeping a log. So if you're fortunate enough to have a blood pressure cuff at home, keep a little notebook by it with your morning medications and document them so that way you can see fluctuations if it's high or low, and then take that little book with you to the doctor and show them the trends that you're noticing. And that's just a good way to help prevent another aneurysm. Huge one is quitting smoking and avoiding recreational drugs. Practice moderation in all the things you do, whether it's drinking, drugs, alcohol, maybe not the drugs, we're trying to avoid those, but definitely practicing moderation with what you're doing. The American Heart Association has general recommendations for health. So making sure that you take your medication as prescribed by your doctor, developing a routine with that, and kind of like I suggested before, having a little log, a medication station, if it helps you, if you're finding that you're forgetting to take your medicine, using a pill box, getting it organized. May need to ask for help and have a friend or family member help you set up the pill box. Another good thing to do for a healthy lifestyle is to decrease your stress. So some of those coping strategies I mentioned before, you can implement them to help you deal with your everyday stress. Seeking emotional help, that could be through a friend, family member, or professional help. Going to see a therapist. I know now you can do it virtually, so if transportation is an issue, you could just do it from the comfort of your own home. It's important that you follow up with your doctor regularly and drink minimal amounts of alcohol. So there's a theme with my presentation that may overlap with the prior doctors, is that, just practicing moderation and all of these things help you live a healthy lifestyle. Now, it's important to stick with your treatment plan. So making sure you go to your follow-up appointments, taking your medications, keeping your blood pressure in check, and working with your doctor to lower your risk factors. So that's very important as part of your treatment plan. The next thing we will discuss is living with headaches. So if you've ever experienced a headache, you can relate to some of these pictures that I found. You can have them in different parts of your head, whether it's your temples, forehead, one side, another side. There has been found that if you can develop a good there's this SMART headache management, and we'll break down each level of the SMART. So the first one is sleep. So if you can develop a healthy, regular, and sufficient sleep routine, that will definitely help you manage your headaches. I know when I don't sleep well, or maybe I'm stressed, that is one time that I might get a headache. So if you can develop a regular sleep cycle, that will help you a lot. And there's plenty of resources online about having healthier sleep hygiene. Another strategy to help manage headaches is regular and sufficient meals, including breakfast. So that's huge, eating regularly. Activity, so developing regular aerobic exercise. So not excessive, but just routine regular. Relaxation, doing some strategies that help you relax, previously mentioned, like a bubble bath, talking to a friend, journaling, just trying ways to reduce your stress. And avoiding triggers. So if you know that you need to sleep to avoid headaches, make sure that you're not getting deprived of sleep. And if you know stress triggers headaches, make sure that you are trying to develop strategies to reduce stress. Here are some sleep tips. This is a nice diagram here. So you have to sleep in silence in the dark. So maybe you need to get one of those eye masks or hang up some room darkening curtains. Another strategy that helps you with sleep is not eating too much before going to bed. Do not smoke and do not use alcohol. Alcohol can affect your nighttime sleep, so avoiding that is helpful. Taking a walk outside before going to bed in the fresh air might help you rest better. Giving up caffeine and monitoring how you use your energy before bed. So caffeine, some people find that they're very sensitive to it. So maybe you find out that if you are drinking caffeine after noon, after 5 p.m., you know you can't sleep, it's time to cut back your caffeine intake. You might find that if you have a firm, level, comfortable bed, you can sleep better. It has been found that if you have a favorable temperature in your room for sleeping, it does help you rest better. Making sure that you go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, kind of just developing those routines will help you rest better. It has been found that if you're working on your laptop, a device, a tablet, your cell phone, that blue light that emits from the screen can affect your sleep. I know recently I found some blue light blocking glasses on Amazon for like 10 bucks. So you could try something like that. You might want to not watch TV or play computer games before going to bed. Another thing that this may seem very hard to do is not focus on insomnia. So there's probably like a cycle. If you are focused on I'm not sleeping, I'm scared, I'm not going to be sleeping, try to develop some strategy to avoid those thoughts that you're fixating on. And then develop a ritual of going to sleep. So maybe it's, 9 o'clock, I turn off my device, or I know to stop looking at my screen. Then maybe by 9:20, you got your pajamas on, you're brushing your teeth, wash your face, whatever your ritual is before going to bed, that can help you unwind and get a better night's sleep. Now we'll talk about the meals. Eat regularly and don't skip or miss meals. If you do this, it can help you with your headaches. Making sure that you're eating sufficient but not excessive amounts of food. So moderation, and you can seek a dietary consult if you're struggling with figuring out how to do this, or talk to your doctor. Here are some more foods that have been found to induce migraines. So Dr. Ringer talked about caffeine. If you know that caffeine is a trigger of your headaches, then monitor that, reduce. There are some other examples of like the chocolate, cheese, hot dogs, the nitrates, the thiamine, things that are in yogurt or red wine, histamines like bananas, beer. Some foods can induce headaches, so knowing that can help you reduce them. Exercise and activity. The American Heart Association talks about how much physical activity do you need. Now here, if you're not exercising at all, the guidelines say that you should have 150 minutes a week of moderate intensity aerobic activity or 75 minutes of rigorous, or a combination of both, spread out throughout the week. So if you're not doing any exercise, I do not recommend starting out with 150. Maybe ease into it, light walking, slowly increase your pace that you're walking. And you could just develop simple strategies like moving less, move more, and sit less. So get up and move throughout the day. Don't sit on the couch all day. And any activity is better than none. So I like to tell my patients when I give them a home exercise program, some is better than none. So some people, including myself, if I'm trying to work out 3 times a week and maybe I miss a day or two, I know sometimes I get discouraged. So it's just important that you do some and don't give up, just keep trying. And even light intensity activity can offset the serious health risk of being sedentary. Slowly add intensity. So don't start out getting your heart racing right away if you're not used to working out, but you want to slowly increase that and monitor your breathing. And as you get more used to being active, then slowly increase it and increase the intensity to get more benefits of your physical activity. You can add muscle, like building strength, to your routine. Moderate to high intensity muscle strengthening like resistance bands or weight training, adding that in twice a week can help you. And then physical activity is just one of the ways that you can make your body and brain feel healthy. Exercise can relieve stress, improve your mood, give you energy, help you sleep, and can lower your risks of chronic disease, including dementia and depression. So get out there, get moving, get the exercise releases certain brain chemicals like serotonin, and that can make you feel better. Next up, we have relaxation. Oh, here we go. Let me scoot that. I'm trying to get this little screen out of the way. Sorry. Relaxation. So that can, let me see. Maybe I'm supposed to, nope. Sorry about that. There we go. Now I can have the, I'm sorry you've been seeing that the whole time. Okay. Relaxation. This is a good way to help you unwind and help manage your headaches. Personally, I love music, so my example of relaxation is put on some of your favorite music, and it could be relaxing, classical, your favorite old school tunes, maybe like the new pop, but pick something that lifts your mood and makes you feel better. And some people find it easier to relax while listening to specially designed relaxation audio, which can provide music and relaxation instructions. There's YouTube, the internet. You could Google some relaxation. You could do some guided imagery or meditation, and then maybe it'll have some soothing music in the background. But relaxation can definitely help you with your headaches. Now, avoiding triggers. We will review some headache triggers. These are things that could cause you to have more headaches. So drinks, so especially wine, too much caffeine, coffee, it's important to monitor that and practice moderation. Sleep, missing sleep, getting too much sleep, or even being jet lagged from travel, that could cause you a headache. Medication, so oral contraceptives, vasodilators such as nitroglycerin, So knowing your medications and what could cause headaches, and then talk to your doctor about them. Some people can be triggered with bright lights, the sun glare, driving in the sunrise, going into work, that could cause you a migraine, or loud noises. Some people are triggered by strong smells. So when you're in the mall, the perfume counter, paint thinner, even secondhand smoke. So avoiding some of those things can help you manage your headaches. A lot of people have headaches caused by weather changes, a change of barometric pressure. So monitoring that. Food additives such as sweetener, aspartame, MSGs, some of those things have been found to cause headaches. Stress. So stress at work, stress at home, those things can cause you to have a headache. So going back to the coping strategy, relaxation techniques we have previously discussed. Physical factors such as intense exercise that can be that can cause headaches. Foods, aged cheeses, salty, processed foods, those might trigger a headache. Also skipping a meal or even trying the intermittent fasting, that could cause you to have a headache. Overall, how can you have better health and have less headache? There's the Life Simple 7. Stopping smoking. That's a better, healthy lifestyle. Eating better, losing weight, being aware of where you're supposed to be at on the scale, controlling your cholesterol. So going to your doctor, getting routine physicals, getting your blood work taken, getting active, monitoring and reducing your blood sugar, and then also managing your blood pressure. Guidelines used in headache medication management. So talk to your doctor. The goal is to minimize your identified triggers and exacerbating factors, and start with your non-medication interventions early. The things I previously talked about, like sleep, diet, alcohol, try those interventions first. And then if you need to seek out your physician, just start with a stepwise approach, which just means one medication adjustment at a time. So let's say you're having a headache. When should you call the doctor? If you have a sudden, severe, new headache, if you have weakness, can't move your body, dizziness, sudden loss of balance, or you fall with your headache, if you have numbness, tingling, if you're having trouble with your speech, confusion, seizure, blurry vision, double vision, blind spots, a fever, rash, a stiff neck, severe nausea and vomiting, and headaches that happen after a head injury or an accident. If you are over the age of 50 and you have a new type of headache, you might want to seek out your doctor. And headaches that are triggered by coughing, bending, sexual activity, or other intense physical activity. Now we will talk about some lifestyle behavior changes. When's a good time to make a change? Time to change a habit today. So change your routine, start slowly. Whether it's modifying your bedtime routine, your meal routine, just start with small changes. Eat healthy, be active, manage your weight, no smoking or illicit drugs, and then the moderation with alcohol consumption. It's always a good time to start with a habit that you can change today. Tips and tricks to make changes, starting small. So one example is just start taking your blood pressure. Take it daily, develop the routine, and just start small. And if you don't do it one day, try to do it the next day. With smoking, just start with one less cigarette a day. One small change will add up. Or you could do what Dr. Ringer said and lock yourself in a room and quit cold turkey. But if that's too much for you, just start with one less a day, and every day, slowly increase the amount of cigarettes that you're not smoking. Alcohol. add water instead of one alcoholic drink. So that's one strategy. That's a small change that could make a difference in the long run. And then with eating, replacing unhealthy or junk food with some more healthy food. So let's say you like chicken nuggets or some other fried food like French fries. Maybe substitute the fries with a salad. Just start small, and it's an easy one-step process. And just remember that each day is a new day to make a change, and it can be done. Don't give up. Keep trying. I would like to thank everyone for your time and attention today. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And now if you have any questions, I am ready for them. This is my email. If you would like to reach out to me, if you have any follow-up questions, just like to leave that there. And let's get, there you go.
Wonderful. Thank you.